Life has a peculiar way of testing us. It rarely hands us smooth roads or predictable weather. More often, it throws storms our way with sudden adversities, unexpected setbacks, and trials that leave us feeling overwhelmed, disoriented, and desperate for escape. In these moments, our instinct as humans often mirrors the instinct of the cow on the open plains. When dark clouds roll in, cows panic. They run from the storm believing distance will keep them safe, yet no matter how fast they run, the storm always catches them. And because they run in the same direction as the storm, they end up staying in it longer, prolonging their suffering and multiplying their exhaustion. Now contrast that with the behavior of the buffalo. When faced with the same looming storm, buffalo do something extraordinary, something counterintuitive. They wait, they watch, and then, instead of fleeing, they turn and charge directly into the storm. They run straight into the chaos. The storm still pelts them with rain, wind, and thunder, but because they run through it rather than away from it, their suffering is brief. They emerge on the other side faster, stronger, and freer. This is not just a quirk of animal behavior. It is a profound metaphor for the choices we face in life. The storms of our existence are unavoidable. They come in the form of financial troubles, broken relationships, career rejections, health battles, or simply the weight of failure. The question is not whether storms will come. The question is whether we will act like cows running away in fear, or like buffalo charging through the storm with courage. When we choose avoidance, when we flee from our challenges, we may think we are buying time, but in truth, we are only extending our suffering. Avoidance traps us in prolonged pain. The problem lingers, anxiety builds, and the weight of uncertainty grows heavier. But when we confront adversity directly, when we lean into discomfort rather than run from it, we cut through it more quickly. In doing so, we not only reduce the duration of our suffering, but also discover a pathway to growth, resilience, and transformation. This lesson is captured not only in the buffalo metaphor, but also in the philosophy of Nassim Nicholas Taleb's book, Antifragile. Taleb explains that there are three types of systems. The fragile shatters under stress, the robust endures without changing, but the antifragile becomes stronger through volatility, shock, and disorder. To live antifragile is to choose what the buffalo does instinctively. It is to run into the storm, to confront randomness, chaos, and uncertainty voluntarily. By doing so, we shorten the pain, minimize the harm, and even emerge better than before. The buffalo and the antifragile share the same wisdom. They do not merely survive storms, they grow because of them. Let us anchor this in a real-life example. Consider J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before her name became synonymous with imagination and success, Rowling was a struggling single mother living on welfare. Her manuscript for Harry Potter was rejected by publisher after publisher, dozens of rejections that felt like storm clouds pressing down on her. She could have run from that storm. She could have surrendered to despair, telling herself the world had decided her fate. But instead, she faced the storm head-on. She continued submitting, continued refining, and continued believing. She charged into rejection after rejection until finally, one publisher recognized the brilliance of her work. That single breakthrough unleashed a literary empire that captivated millions across the globe and forever changed children's literature. Rowling's story is not just about fame and money. It is about the power of confronting adversity. Her storm tested her, and by running through it rather than away from it, she discovered her resilience and unlocked her destiny. She became anti-fragile. But here's the important truth. Facing challenges does not mean facing them alone. Just as buffalo do not charge into storms individually, but as a herd, we too can lean on the strength of others. Our families, friends, mentors, and communities can be our herd. Their encouragement, wisdom, and emotional support become the shield that allows us to keep moving forward when the winds of life threaten to knock us down. Think about the times you have felt most overwhelmed. Was it not the presence of someone beside you, even quietly, that gave you the strength to endure? Alone, storms can feel insurmountable. Together, they become survivable. The lesson expands further. Adversity not only reveals our inner strength, but also deepens the bonds we share with others. When we choose to face storms collectively, we do not just endure. We grow, we connect, and we become more human. Now let us push this lesson one step further. The world constantly whispers the same lie. It says, play it safe, avoid risk, stay comfortable. Safety is seductive, but it is also deceptive. A life without storms is a life without growth. True success is not simply about reaching a fixed goal or checking off boxes. True success is the process of expansion, the journey of self-discovery that only adversity can unlock. Every storm we face stretches us, teaches us, and molds us into more capable beings. When we run into storms like the buffalo, and when we embrace volatility, as Taleb advises in Antifragile, we learn new skills, develop resilience, and uncover hidden dimensions of ourselves that comfort would never reveal. The hardship that once seemed unbearable becomes the forge of transformation. Fear, rejection, and failure transform from enemies into teachers. So let me ask you, what storm are you avoiding right now? Is it a difficult conversation with a loved one? A financial decision you keep postponing? A career change you've been too afraid to make? A health challenge you do not want to face? Whatever it is, remember this. The longer you run from it, the longer it will dominate you. The sooner you confront it, the sooner you will move through it. Rejection will come. Setbacks will sting. Failure will visit. But if we summon the courage to confront these storms directly, armed with resilience, perseverance, and the support of our herd, we discover that no storm is permanent. Every storm eventually passes, and those who dare to face it emerge not only unbroken, but also stronger, wiser, and more alive. So, my friend, take inspiration from the buffalo. Do not flee from the storms of life. Do not let fear dictate your direction. Instead, charge into adversity with fearless determination. Embrace discomfort. Accept rejection as part of the journey. See failure not as an end, but as a teacher. Remember Taleb's wisdom. The antifragile do not resist volatility. They thrive on it. By charging into the storm, they turn chaos into strength and disorder into opportunity. When you live like this, setbacks lose their power. Adversity becomes opportunity. Pain becomes progress. And your life transforms into a story not of avoidance but of triumph. So let us charge together into the storms ahead, because on the other side lies resilience, strength, and the boundless potential waiting within you.